Great day yesterday for. Here's the deal. Realistically, there were some elections that went down yesterday. Results came in. Some of them are still varying. We got a little fun one here in Florida where there's a recount that's going on right now. Shocker. Bill Nelson, who's been in since the beginning. Was Bill Nelson there for the signing of the Declaration of Independence? Was he there?
He just missed it.
He just missed.
Yeah,
he was late.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It took a while for you to get from town to town back then.
So Bill Nelson's been there since the writing of the Declaration of Independence, and he finally got beat by Rick Scott, which is great for the right hand side for the Trumpsters out there and everything like that. And he wants a recount, man. He wants to find some more votes somewhere in Broward County.
Apparently, they kept finding votes, and that it got them to the 1% threshold.
Yeah,
which automatically triggers a recount.
Gotcha.
But yeah, my question is, where do they keep finding these votes?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm not sure. I will say this about Rick Scott, though. Rick Scott obviously is the Republican going out in that Senate spot against Bill Nelson, who is a Democrat. Has Rick Scott ever won has he ever won anything big time or big league or anything like that? Like, as a governor, he's barely scraped in twice, barely got in the Senate seat, but he keeps winning, man. He's like a cardiac kid, so he keeps winning for the red side and everything. But pretty excited about that, man. I was pretty pumped up about those results. I was pumped up about Mr. DeSantis. I warned you, Rubes, last week.
That's the big one.
Yeah, so that was the one that affects us here in Florida more, but for everybody that's watching nationally and stuff like that, it was kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
Yeah,
not just for Florida, but across the board.
Yeah, man. So just seeing, I warned the Rubes last week. Don't get Obama'd when it comes to Gillum and stuff like that. Don't be like, yeah, he's a black guy. Let's vote for it. Like, you got to really look at his policies. I can say that because I'm black, so I get away with that fun stuff. Half.
So you can say half.
We have the Hispanic connection on here today, baby.
It's true.
So we got a Jew, a Hispanic, and a black. You were screwed. We can say whatever we want to today. But I'm all just.
We should not be voting for any of these guys at all.
So true. But yeah, man, what do you think about Gillum, man? What do you think about Gillum and
Gillum? Let's start with Rick Scott. I already won the spelling bee in 5th grade. And that was...
Is that true?
Landslide.
Really?
It has to be true. Remember, I said I only like facts.
Okay, that's true. True.
It's not true. Or maybe it is true. I don't know. I actually was... I never like to get on the emotional side with politics, but I emotionally was invested with Rick Scott.
Okay, fair enough.
I felt like the hurricane came. He's great at dealing with hurricanes.
Yeah,
baby. I think he did a good job there.
Yeah.
And he's one of those guys who I don't know. I just was like, he deserves it. That's and I hate saying that in the world of politics, but I felt like he's just it's time for Bill to get out.
Yeah.
And so. I was like, let's get Rick Scott in there. I talked to people in my family, good friends, who are on the other side.
Yeah.
The Democratic side, and all of them, none of them could say, they couldn't even find anything bad to say about Rick Scott.
No.
They're like, well, he really likes Trump. I'm like, right, but what has he done that you don't really like?
Got it.
Gillum, 100%. That was the Obama wave. He's smooth talking, charismatic guy.
He's good looking.
But when you are the mayor, right?
Yeah,
Tally?
Mayor Tallahassee.
And don't they have the highest crime rate in Florida?
Tallahassee is one of the worst places you can go in Florida.
Yeah.
Period.
So for me, I'm like, do we need to continue to talk about this guy? I thought your job was to manage the city, and the city's not being managed.
Yeah.
So why would we want you to manage a state?
It's a great question. Because he's black. Sorry.
So either way, I'll be honest, I did not think DeSantis was going to pull it off.
Yeah, I was a little nervous.
But maybe this is for later in this conversation, but I think Trump showed how much influence he has.
He does.
But I'm happy with both sides.
Nice.
The recount, that's just whatever.
Silliness.
It is silly.
Silliness, man.
It's foolishness.
What was your reaction, man? What did you think, Big Dog?
I was just relieved. I like you didn't watch anything because I was just,
Well, we talk about this every week,
exactly.
We're like in it.
Wait until the results and either be really depressed or
elated. Take your pick.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, for me, Rick Scott and DeSantis are kind of lesser of two evil candidates.
Sure.
Not. I haven't had any real beats. I don't even know. I don't know how legit these are.
Yeah.
But he's not trying to, tax $1 billion on the state, and he's actually. I think a politician who cares about business, and and I'm not talking about business to line his own pockets, but who cares about business cares about the people because the people need jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I I think Rick Scott's definitely the most Trump-like candidate possible in that whole situation. The thing I like about Rick Scott is like, you know, me and Paul have both run companies in Florida, and, you know, other states, I've seen like what other states have to like pay in taxes and the hoops they have to go through to run companies and to employ people. And Rick Scott never got in the way of that. You know, I'll be honest with you, I was a hardcore blue guy until I started running my own company, and then I like looked at the taxes and I was like, what? We have to pay what? And I'm the job creator and I'm getting hurt for this? Like,
yeah, it's ridiculous. It's so dumb.
And to see a guy who's like kind of maintained the balance and really hasn't screwed up anything. And then obviously the Navy had. My only knock on Rick Scott is he looks like a child stalker. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. He looks just creepy. You know what I mean? And that's not facts, but it just to me,
the hat doesn't. The Navy hat's kind of.
But he's for Navy, man.
Yeah, well, but there's other ways. Wear a shirt. Other ways. You know what I mean? Like, you're not wearing a Make America Great hat again, which looks like it's like a cardboard hat. You know? Like, you can wear a shirt or something. But
true.
Here's the issue I have with Rick Scott is it's not even so much him; it's everybody that's trying to evaluate him.
Yeah,
it's like we're in this like new like system where like people are like, well, you know, he hasn't really done anything bad. But, like, it's like he hasn't really done anything that's bothered me. But then you have a problem with him. So he's not done anything that's bothered you or pissed you off. And, you know, so for me, it's like, so in baseball, right?
Yeah.
If you have an umpire that you notice, that means the umpire is not good.
Yeah.
Right? A good umpire you never notice because they do their job.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's kind of like the same thing with being a senator. Like, if you're just doing your job, then you shouldn't be noticed. Like, people notice Maxine Waters. She's not a senator, but it's just because of how loud and obnoxious, and she just does things that you're like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. She won again.
Yeah. Well, it's California. It's, you know,
California.
You know,
fruits and nuts.
That's a different
fruits and nuts.
But that's the thing. It's as if like the Democratic Party wants to. You're not going to vote for someone if they're terrible.
Yeah.
You know, but then when they do nothing to piss you off, then you're like, well, they haven't done anything to win me over. So what do they have to do?
Yeah.
I just think at the end of the day,
for sure, yeah.
Republican.
That's a good point.
Yeah, exactly. I'm always worried about, you know, corrupt. I'm worried about corruption, and then, you know, the people that go to Congress and then they make, you know, millions of dollars being a public servant, but
the corrupt ones
they'll vote on whatever, you know, raise taxes. Okay, well, you know, because of this reason. It's like, no, we're always against raising taxes.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Taxation is theft.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's true. I mean, I see that, man. So, I mean, that was cool. I liked how everything else kind of panned out. I think it was interesting watching. I watched ABC. So, the programming I watched for the as things were coming in last night, ABC and MSNBC. I purposely did not watch Fox last night. I was like, I don't want to be jaded because trust me, I would love to watch Fox commentators do their thing and stuff like that. But I didn't realize how partisan ABC got. ABC is like massively in the take. Like at least MSNBC.
Well, think about it. ESPN is crazy partisan.
Oh yeah.
All of these are Disney properties.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean,
and we're in the land of Disney right here, Orlando, Florida.
It's what drives this place.
Yeah, and it's insane because like you still have like you go to the Magic Kingdom and you still have like Main Street USA and everything is like harkening back to that nostalgic feel.
Yeah.
And then behind the scenes, the company at large is pushing all of this leftist nonsense.
Of course.
And it's like,
but do you think Walt would have done that though? I mean, think about it.
I don't think so.
I think Walt would have played it kind of like down the middle. You know what I mean?
I think he would have played it in the middle.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
but they're not playing it in the middle.
No, not at all.
They used to. ABC used to. You know, I mean, they had TGIF.
Yeah.
And all that jazz, and now it's it's straight up hardcore leftism.
Yeah. I was watching ABC last night, so like when I'm watching it, like they refuse to show Senate seats or House seats won by Republicans. If there was a switch in the blue, they're like, "There's a switch!
Oh, yeah.
Yay!" And then if there was a switch in the red, it would be like a little blip in the bottom and stuff like that. At least MSNBC was playing it down the middle in that sense. They were like showing, who won and whatnot. They were like crying when Ted Cruz won. They were crying on ABC. They're like, "Oh man!"
Somehow this Irish wannabe Hispanic, is beloved.
I'm not even brown like that, and I'm offended.
Yeah, man, it's ridiculous. I don't understand his popularity at all.
Well, here's the thing.
I mean, you got Beyonce wearing a cap for him, and it's like, what is that?
Yeah, no, that was a weird picture.
Yeah.
By the way. But no, here's the thing with MSNBC is the one thing I can respect is that you know where they stand.
Yeah.
And like Rachel
Maddow.
Yeah, like everyone knows. Like,
Ray Maddow? Is his name Ray or Rachel? What's his name? I mean, what's her name? Shim? What?
It's the haircut.
The haircut. I gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha. She looked normal. I've seen normal pictures of her. When she had like blonde hair and stuff.
There was a guy on the Blaze, and him and his crew would be like, "Oh, that guy on what's that guy's name?" No, they were just, "What's that guy's name?" And then they'd all together go, "Rachel Maddow."
Sorry,
but you know where she stands.
Yeah.
So when you know what you're gonna get with your cup of Morning Joe,
of course,
which is just a joke. But then when you have ABC, even CNN, like these are the original gangsters of news.
Yeah.
And like if you watch, they have a thing, and it's like you've seen like the '60s and '70s on CNN.
Yeah.
Like those are great documentary shows.
Yeah.
But then it's like you sit there and you're like, man, CNN used to be like the ish, man.
Yeah.
Like, ABC was the real deal, and then now you see it and you're like, to your point, if anything last night with the Republican side, nothing. And it's like, I guess people could say, well, yeah, that's Fox News, but at the same time, I actually was talking to a buddy of mine last night, and I go, notice, because there was at points like where they legitimately thought DeSantis was going to lose.
Yeah.
Heck, even Ted Cruz, they were like, you know what I mean? But they weren't crying.
Oh yeah.
They weren't throwing a tantrum.
Yeah.
They weren't like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening.
Yeah.
And I think that's just the difference. Is the composure, how you handle it. And so I actually didn't watch anything until right when polls started coming in. I turned it on, and it was funny to me because immediately, if you went to like MSNBC, ABC, CNN, any Democrat that was winning, they were like pumping up big time.
Yeah.
And it was like, dude, there's like 1% in, like, you know what I mean? But it was just, I don't know. At the end of the day, at that moment, I'm like, yeah, this is going to play out very similar to 2016.